Drop below how y'all summer going so far. Do y'all have y'all babies in camp? Do y'all have like a discipline a chart up or something like that? Because how y'all keeping these babies from saying, Mom, such and such hit me, Mom, such, and I'm talking to the mamas that got multiple children, because baby, if y'all anything like me, I promise you, these children stay saying, Mom, such and such did this, such and such, and I'm that close to just saying, stop being a tattletale. That's the mental part of motherhood that just take so much work, because now you got to help them process what is going on before you even discipline. So that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day, but it's work. We got work to do. We have work to do. Hey, my good sis. Listen, I'm so glad you decided to come in, chill, take a seat on the couch, because that's what I wanted to feel like. I wanted to feel like we're just chilling on the couch, no pressure. Listen, my children are in the living room making a fort. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do this today. So nevertheless, y'all, I still don't want none of this to get us sidetracked from what it is. What's the purpose? And the purpose is to kind of help moms that are intentional about thriving in motherhood step out and live in freedom and have that peace that he has promised us in the midst of everything. And that includes motherhood, because we all know sometimes mama moments are equivalent to chaos. Okay, so just relax, take a moment, breathe, exhale. Do that about 2 or 3 more times. Relax. And I just want us to just vibe, okay? Listen. So, I'm gonna jump straight into it. I mentioned on Instagram and a few other platforms that I wanted to do this series, this mama series. So it's titled Just Make Sense. And the reason that I titled it is because for years, when people would say, oh, you're doing such a great job as a mom. Oh my goodness, how do you do it all? Oh, how do you manage it all? I was just doing what just made sense. It just made sense to take care of your children, to, you know, if he gave you a career, to do what it is he's called you to do in a career, and just steward all areas. So for years, I just did what just made sense. I think for me, I might have had a little advantage, because even growing up, my mom had 12 children. So me being the 5th from the oldest, I was able to experience what it was like to care for smaller children. I was so happy when she had my younger siblings and stuff, and just being able to feed them, being able to bathe them, being able to style them and do their hair and all that other good stuff. It was just, I guess that was me just practicing then. I'm not sure, but either way, even as it went into my adulthood, I became a mother at the age of 21. So about 4 years after graduating, and right at the end of my college years, I became a mother. I was accustomed to having that motherly feel when it came to helping with my younger siblings, all the way up to when it was time for me to be a mom. So for me, it was just a way of life. All right, so let's talk about it. The first thing I want to talk about when it comes to doing things that just make sense for me is partnering with God. Y'all listen. That is one of the most important things we could ever do as a mother. If God gave you the assignment to take care of the children, to raise the children, then understand it's so much more than raising good children. Baby, you ain't just raising children. You are called to raise godly children. We were created to worship. We were created to serve God. So what better way than to partner with God? What better way than to teach your children the importance of having a relationship with God early on? I'm gonna tell you, that could even save their lives. Like, I'm a mother. I'm a motherless mother, meaning that I am raising children in the absence of my mother being here, even in the absence of my father. I'm not saying that for pity, but I'm saying that because my mother had 12 children. She did not play about us living life as if there wasn't a purpose for us to fulfill. Like, she knew God gave us to her, but she also knew that she was on assignment. She also knew the importance of sharing with us how important it was to have a relationship with God for ourselves, right? And I'm so grateful, even with her not being here now, it just shows how important it is, because now I can continue to have that relationship that I had as a younger girl. I can continue to have that in her absence. I will truly say, like, that me having a relationship with God is what carried me through when she first passed away. If it wasn't for me having a relationship with God, if it wasn't for God being God, period, and me knowing that God is God and He is a sovereign God, and even when He do what we desire for Him to do, and when He do what He want to do, He is still God and He is still worthy to be praised. We praised our way through the whole journey. We're still praising our way through, and that is simply because she counted it not robbery for her to take that extra time to instill in us those morals and those values as to why it is so important for us to be built on a foundation of faith and having that relationship with God. So shout out to my mother, because even as a mother now, that is what inspired me. That is what encouraged me as a mother. I would even go as far as to say, it don't even start when your children get here. It starts once the moment of conception, once you realize you have even conceived a child. That is the moment that I would encourage you to begin to start planting those seeds. Start planting those seeds in your children, even as they're in your womb, because God already, He ain't just throwing babies out in the world. No, He have a true assignment for each of them to fulfill, a purpose for each of them to fulfill, and it is our duty as mothers to steward that, even as we're carrying them. That's why, for me, it is so important that I partner with God, because I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I want to have a baby. Bloop, I'm having a baby. No, God allowed me to have these children. And with Him allowing me to have these children, He knew us before we knew ourselves. So again, it is so important that we are equipping our children with the things that they will need in order to be who God has called them to be. We can't do that without partnering with their Creator. We're simply the vessels God used to allow them to get on this side. And in that, we are also to steward them in a way that they know who their Creator is. They know, even when mama don't get it right, because we're going to make mistakes. They know that there is a Heavenly Father that they may not see, but they can feel. They know that there is a spirit within them that God has promised us that they can commune and they can connect with at all times, even when they feel alone, even when they feel afraid, even when they're on the school playgrounds and you can't get to them. The beauty of God being right there, sitting in that desk with them at the school, on the school grounds, helping assist them in those tests, helping assist them when there's bullying, all of these things, because we as mothers have sat down and shared in instilling them the importance of having that relationship with God. Another thing, God will give you wisdom as to what your child needs. Every child is different. Not two people are the same. Not two people are the same. They may even look alike, but they are not the same. They may have the same mother, the same father, but they are not the same. And because of that, this is the more reason why we must sit at the Father's feet to see what are their strong points, what are their weak points. God, how can you give me wisdom on how to raise them? God, they're struggling in that area. But at the end of the day, it is power in partnering with God. Let me know if you are a mother and you are intentional about partnering with God. Let me know some of the benefits that you've had regarding being able to partner with God. And y'all listen, I'm gonna say this, I said it before in the video, but I want to repeat it. Listen, I don't even want to be like, okay, she's dressed up, makeup done. I might get on here sometimes with makeup done, but that's not my reality. That's not my real life, baby. I might even have a bonnet on. I'm gonna try not to have on a bonnet though. But I want y'all to be comfortable. I want y'all to understand that the reality of motherhood is not always beautiful. The reality of motherhood is not always beautiful. I'm telling you, there is a lot of dirty work that goes on behind the scene. I mean, you got to get good and dirty. You got to get good and dirty. Just like you're sowing those seeds, you have got to get good and dirty. I've never seen nobody leave the garden being spotless. No, when you sow those seeds, you're gonna get dirty. You might get your knees might get a little dirty because you're all on the ground, but you're sowing those seeds. Don't worry, you will reap a harvest, but right now your focus is to sow as you go, sow as you grow, sow as your children grow. As God give you grace to grow, God will give you grace to allow your children to grow. It's a whole lot. So whether you are planting the seeds in your children, whether you are watering the seeds in your children because the teacher at the school have already planted, or whether you are planting the seeds and allowing the parts of the village to water them, either way, you've decided to partner with God. There's times where I'm overwhelmed. I'm completely overwhelmed with all that is required to be a mother and to be all of the other things, but I'm also reminded that there is a strength within me, that God is within me and I will not fail. I'm also reminded that the Holy Spirit is within me, that God's strength is made perfect in my weakness. So when I do have those weak moments, I have to remind myself of what God have already shared. That's another beauty of partnering with God. We are expected to do things a little different from the culture and a little different from the world. And so I'll share that at another time. But I just wanted to share with y'all one of the things that I do that just makes sense, and that is partnering with God. When you partner with God, God will give you wisdom. He will give you wisdom on each child as an individual, on what they need, different resources that are provided for them. He will give you the level of patience that is needed for each child. Wisdom. Pray for it on a daily. Even when they're struggling with certain things, God will give you insight to what it is they're struggling with and solutions. So it's so important that we pray for wisdom. That's one of the perks of partnering with God. Number 2, when we partner with God, we're showing our children the importance of having that relationship with Him. Ooh, that is the beauty of it all, because listen, we're moms and we don't always get it right. And sometimes we need those children to go to someone that is over us, which is our Father, and share with them what they're feeling when we don't fully understand it. Now, this is not to neglect what they're feeling. We should be able to empathize, and we should be able to meet them where they're at, but sometimes we just don't get our, maybe we think we're doing it right and we are making mistakes as we go. So that is an opportunity for your child to go to the Father and share with the Father what they are feeling, what they are experiencing. And in return, God could even give them grace towards you. So that's number 2, partnering with God. Number 3, partnering with God as a mother just ensures that we are built on a firm foundation, that no matter how the wind blow, no matter if the bills are piling up, no matter if there is trouble in the land, no matter if your marriage is they see your marriage being shaky, if they're dealing with bullying at school and stuff, that there is a foundation, there is a safe space when you go to the Father. There is a safe space when you go to the Father, and when you sit with Him and you allow Him to love up on you like only He can. So those are the 3 things that I want to bring to your attention when it comes to partnering with God and on how it will benefit you as well as your children. So I think that's it for today. I talked a little bit longer than I wanted to, but again, y'all, we on the couch, we chopping it up. Might even bring me a little cup of coffee the next time. I want us to engage. I want this to be like I said, a community where we are supporting one another. If there's anything you want me to talk about in particular, drop it in the comments. Not only that, but if you have any suggestions, listen, I want the seasoned mamas to meet me here. I want the mamas that desire to be a mama to meet me here. I want the mamas that are mothering without the mamas being present because they're either just not present or they're no longer here with us, to join me here. I want the mamas that have already raised the children to meet me here, because listen, I want to create a community where we're not just pouring, but we're receiving as well. I don't want to just be on here just as if, oh, I ain't know everything, because the truth is I don't know everything. I'm still mothering children. I'm still raising children. And so I make mistakes every day. But what happens is when we all come together and we understand the value in our voice, we're then able to share some of the things we wish we did earlier. Even if we make mistakes as mothers, we're able to share with the ones that are to come mistakes that we made that we wish we didn't make. You know, are we able to share with others things that actually work for us? And then now it allows others to chew up the meat and spit out the bone. Maybe they'll work on that, and then they'll cultivate that area a little bit more or whatever. So y'all, all mamas are welcome. All mamas are welcome. Yes, this is a series that I started just to share some of the things that I do that make sense. And again, if you don't agree with all of it, hopefully you find little nuggets here and there that you could probably add into your own little way of doing things that can make it work for everybody. But I dare not come on here and not share how important it is that we must be built on the foundation of faith. By faith, I mean Jesus Christ. You never know how you as a mom, something that you experience, something that you wish you did differently, can impact and encourage another mom. So use this platform by all means to voice the different ways that partnering with God has helped you when it comes to raising your children. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Always remember to give yourself grace as you raise these children. Everything you need, you already have. And just remember to live free. All right? Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.